Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm a Manor Lord.
I'm Claire, and I'm stuck in a time loop.
And this is Make That Game,
where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that won't ever get made. That's right, folks. We don't make them. We just talk about them. And they're brand new. They're fresh. No one's ever heard of them before, but
true.
We
Well,
just talk about them.
I don't know how fresh they always are. Sometimes we're like, here's a game we like, and now it's cookie themed.
Yeah, that's, you know what's fresh? Cookies.
Cookies are fresh.
Exactly.
Do you think next week's theme should be cookies?
Sure. Let's put it out there.
We're putting it out there. Next week's theme is cookies, and if you want to email us at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com with your cookie game idea, we could read it on the show.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, did anyone check emails before we started recording?
I checked emails like a week ago. Well, nobody emails us. So, listeners, if you want to make it a problem that I only checked emails a week ago, well, emails for this podcast. I don't know why that's funny.
I know.
How often do you check emails for the podcast? Yeah, exactly. Probably not as often as once a week.
Usually I check before we record.
Okay, well, there's nothing in here.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well then, in that case, I just wanted to say, I feel like you're caught in a time loop quite often. I feel like that's
I don't think I've used it in the intro before.
I think you have.
Well, if I did, it was like eons ago when I was playing Oxenfree, so it's only twice.
In a way, it's been kind of stuck in a time loop itself. All right. Have we done an episode since we started doing themes? Is this our first?
No, this is our first. Well, yeah, this is our first. No, our second.
Our second?
Last one was leaves. The theme was leaves.
Oh, okay. All right. So we are doing themes now, and the theme this week is
Princess.
And so I would like to hear Claire's princess game.
Okay. Well,
she took out the notes, folks.
Like I alluded to, it's not that fancy. It's not that fresh, I guess, of a game. It's like, here's a game you've heard of, but now it's different.
Okay.
Kind of. It's called Party Princess.
Oh.
And I'm really glad we have a pop filter for this discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Party Princess. It's a business management game where you run a party princess business.
Okay.
And you start by like you're the only employee and you're like getting clients and stuff, but then you can hire people as you go and like expand your party princess business.
You have to do all this stuff. You have to be the clown.
Well, you're not a clown, you're a princess because it's a party princess.
Princesses can be clowns.
No.
Plus, parties love clowns.
It's specifically a party princess company that does princesses because the theme is princess. There are no clowns in this game.
Okay, so it's a specific kind of themed party. I just put it together in my head that princess parties are like things.
A thing. Yeah, princess parties are a big deal for little kids.
Forgot about that for a second,
okay.
And I thought that you were just a princess of parties.
No,
like how in Adventure Time they have various princesses
yes.
of different elements.
No, I see that. No. This you are a party princess in the sense that people hire you to come to their princess party as a princess.
Okay, now it's all coming together. It's all making sense. I got there.
Awesome. So one of the mechanics is going to be that like when you hire people, you have to assign them the right princess to like their personality
Grumpy
and stuff.
princess.
Right. There isn't Grump. I think it'd be more fun. So my envisioning was it'd be like very obvious off-brand like princesses that we know.
Yeah, and so to that extent,
like
I would say
hair princess.
Mermista would be Grumpy Princess.
No one would ever get that.
I love She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
So do I, but it's just like not.
They're valid princesses.
It is not widely known enough to make it so that someone says Grumpy Princess and they're like, obviously Mermista. Like it would be easier if you said Mermaid Princess. People might, they think Ariel immediately.
Yeah, they would, and that's the problem. Okay, sorry, I keep interrupting.
Grumpy Ariel, we could call her Grumpy Ariel, and then maybe people would get it.
No, Grumpy Mermaid Princess. As opposed to just normal Mermaid Princess.
You have neutral Mermaid Princess and you have Grumpy Mermaid Princess for like I feel like that would be for tweens who think they're too cool for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes in full Mermista attitude. Like the teens would love her. Anyway. So that's part of it. Obviously, like maintaining costumes and like setting your price ranges and all that stuff. I think part of it though too is going to be vetting clients. So like you'll get emails or, whatever, like quests, I guess, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you can choose what clients to take and what to not take. And so like, that you might accidentally pick someone who's awful and like doesn't pay you or like is weird or gives you the wrong address. So, like all these things. So like you have to get good at sussing out who's going to be a legit person.
In this game idea, is there space? Have you already thought of this? Of a little like Yelp review mini game section. So like if you just straight up don't do like an obvious Karen request, then you have to like battle them in the comments of a review.
That's good. Well, or I would say because if you don't do a request, I feel like that wouldn't result in a bad review. If someone's like, hey, can I book you for the party? And you're like, no, sorry. Like usually that's not a problem. It would be if you got booked and then they like didn't pay you and wrote you a terrible Yelp review. And then you have to battle them in the comments.
I just had a full like vision, not vision, but like manna from heaven flowed into my brain of like a comment section battle system.
Yeah.
Where the review has like it highlights certain phrases and then you get to choose which ones to respond to.
Oh yeah, and like then, before the storm, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And in my head here, we've in this system like some comments are like traps. Like if you respond to that, like you take the rage bait. So like it does more damage to you than it does to you. So you have to carefully pick which things you have like valid arguments or retorts to. Because if it's so I think that's an interesting system. Well, I just forced it into your game idea.
No, but I like it, and I think that makes it so kind of like on Animal Crossing where you're trying to have a 5-star island, like maintaining your 5-star status could be a big part of running your game.
I also think that's so I don't play a lot of these like business management games, but I've also never seen or heard of a mechanic quite like that. So I think that's a very unique thing. That if you are making a tycoon game, go ahead and take that idea. But credit.
The closest thing that I can think of. So I really haven't played that many business management either. Kind of. More than you.
More than me, and also I feel like based on what you've said, you've played many hundreds of hours of.
Hundreds of hours?
I don't know about hundreds of hours, but many hours of tycoon flash games.
Yes.
And those count.
Okay, if those count. But I was going to say for the star system, in Sims 2 business, when you can run a business, like the customers basically give you stars. Like your business does gain stars by like being good to your customers. But it's not the same as reviews really. It's more just like an ephemeris thing that like, oh, you're just good now. But yeah, I like the idea of looping reviews into it. And Sims 2 probably wrote business before Yelp was like the master of things that it is now.
Yeah. I'm really
I wonder if
Sims
about 4 business like does that. I should check it out.
If my idea that I think that I just came up with is like already implemented,
I highly doubt that it would have anything like that,
like
an actual mini
full
game.
Like battle system.
But it could have like a review system. I don't know, so that'd be interesting. Anyway,
I want to write out a prototype.
Okay, do it. Get out there, make that game. Let's do it.
Let's see if my passion continues once we leave this recording closet.
Yeah, we'll check in with y'all next week to see how that went. But yeah, that's I've kind of like, I don't know if I want to make it too complicated, but part of me does want to do like some kind of like, well, I do think there should be a supply and demand situation too with like which princesses are most wanted.
Yes.
So like Cinderella, or it would be like ballroom slipper princess.
Ice princess would be
actually
in hot
Cinderella's
demand.
not TMTM. Cinderella's like an old fairy tale, so that's fine.
I think it's funnier.
It is funny if they're
do
all
it anyways.
Yeah.
Like
so
if you what is it? Spirit Halloween costume name all of them.
Midnight Shoes Princess is probably one of the most popular.
Perfect.
But sometimes you might want, what would Snow White be? Because her name is already very like abstract.
Animal friend princess.
That's like every princess though.
I don't think you could say dwarf friend princess.
No.
Oh. 7 roommates princess.
7 roommates princess. I love that one. Yeah, that's good. Let's just, the rest of this episode is just us brainstorming generic
to
princess
apples.
names. She's not though. She's not.
I know, but it gets the
I like 7 roommates princess.
Yeah,
I think that's
better.
the winner. Yeah. Cool.
Episode title. If we can somehow work that into the rapid fire round.
Big nap princess. That can be Sleeping Beauty. Anyway, okay, so that's part of it too, is like deciding which princesses are available. And I think like upgrading your costumes or investing in props and things like that is useful. So yeah, that's Party Princess. That's pretty much the game.
All right. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Now, do you want to share a princess game with me?
Yes.
Good. Because that's what you have to do.
In my game, you are not a princess, actually. You are a fairy queen.
Okay.
And so you kind of made a mistake a couple years ago. You weren't invited to a party, so you cursed the princess to sleep forever.
That sounds like Big Nap Princess.
And so because you did that, all of the other kingdoms have not been inviting you to parties.
Right.
And like at first you didn't want to make it like a thing, but now like 8 different kingdoms have denied you this, right? And now you're like, okay, well now I have to like do it. Now this is my thing now. I have to do this because like, geez, that sucks. So I gotta teach them a lesson. So there are 8 princesses that you have to infiltrate the kingdoms of to put curses on, to put them into eternal slumber.
Wait, but I thought you were trying to get invited to parties. This isn't going to work.
No. The problem is because you
revenge?
did it, you're seeking revenge. Like just like the first time, you made a hasty decision, you did the thing. It was bad, but now you're definitely not getting invited to parties anymore. And you tried to let it simmer, and you were like, all right, this will blow over. They'll invite me to parties. And then like it went on for a couple years, and just no one has invited you to any more parties. And now you're like, all right, well, this... like, I don't like this as much as they don't like this, but now I have to, like, actually follow through and, like, curse all of the princesses. So you go around. So I'm thinking Mega Man style, like, play the levels in whatever order you want. So I don't know if you've ever played a Mega Man game.
No.
But Mega Man games, at least the earlier ones, I don't know. I think, like, some of the modern ones are more story-based, but usually they have a grid. They have 9 robot masters, which are the enemies that you get to fight. So you can play the levels in any order. And the thing is, when you defeat a robot master, you get a power. And then certain robot masters are weak versus certain powers. So like there is a sort of certain path to go through. Like if you defeat Waterman, you get the water power, which is good versus Fireman. And then Fireman is good versus Woodman, etc., etc., etc. So it's a similar situation to that, only instead of the Mega Man side-scrolling platformer gameplay, I'm envisioning this as a isometric, like, action RPG. So isometric is, I don't think it's exactly 3/4 view. So you've got, like, profile view, like side-on view, right? You've got top-down view. Isometric is kind of in between
like
that.
Like Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening is top-down.
Link's Awakening, the new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, wait. No, here's how we... this is going to suck for the listeners. Okay.
Great. We love it when we do things that suck for the listener.
So, now... I cannot make a square.
He's trying to make a square with his fingers like a little filmmaker.
Okay. So, like... top down, you're looking at this top down, right? So now isometric is looking at it like this. So you're slightly above the plane and like looking at it from a corner. Yes, Sims. Oh, why did I just say Sims?
So like the game I play the most hours of. Yes.
Yes, Sims.
That game.
Sims. Presumably, they've got the ability to like rotate the camera freely, right? Yeah. So like before they added that feature.
Okay. Yeah, actually they did. Sims 1 didn't you couldn't do it freely. There was only 2 angles.
Right. So like that would be more isometric. Like I'm pretty sure Sims 3, probably 4, and probably
Sims
5.
Sims 2 also.
Like you can like zoom in and like rotate around and
Sims 2 Sims 2 did that. That was one of the biggest excitements.
Also Wandering Village. No, that would be more top down. Anyways, we're getting bogged down in the weeds here. So I'm imagining it to be like that. where you have different skills that you use in the same way that you would use like Diablo skills and stuff. You acquire them through the levels. You choose whatever path that you want. It's like semi-dungeon crawler, but it's mostly a stealth emphasis. So like you are obviously a sleep-based fairy queen. So like
right.
A lot of what you're going to do, especially in the early game, is like put guards to sleep so that you can infiltrate past. But eventually, you know, you're going to run into tasks that will require more intense magical powers, and you have like a mana resource to contend with. And the goal is just to get through the level, get to the princess, curse her, and then you have to extract yourself. You can't just
yes,
disintegrate into the sky.
The part I'm the worst at in Blades in the Dark.
Yeah. So once
leaving after you make a mess.
Exactly. You have to do the infiltrate and the exfiltrate. And what is interesting about that is I feel like you have to design like the exfiltrate part is supposed to be more tense, more actiony. Like, because you've at that point you've blown your cover.
Well, it's basically a stealth game and then like an action
and then
battle.
The action game. Yeah. And so what I'm thinking is based on how much stealth approach you take in the infiltrate portion will reflect in how bad it gets in like the exfiltrate portion. Because like if you're super stealthy and like you're not caught at all, you aren't forced like you hide unconscious guards or something, well, like you're not found out at all, then you might have a chance of just completely sneaking out. But if you've gone in like kind of guns a-blazing and like you've like been caught at some point and the guard like the alert is higher, then it's more of a like here's waves of guards, like everyone's aware of you now and now they're like swarming on your location. So like the less sneaky you are in part 1, the less sneaky part 2 is going to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've got like a little bit of a brain fog. I feel like there's words that I can use to better communicate these concepts I'm trying to say, but like I have to like take the long way around.
It's because Lewis screamed at you and woke you up really early.
That's actually true. He woke me up so early, folks. Anyways, I think that's my game. I've talked a lot about it in very minute detail, I feel, but I don't have a name for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically Maleficent, but not. I don't know.
I've never seen that movie.
Well, no, the movie, I don't think it is like the movie. It's like, it could be the movie.
I'm pretty sure in the movie, isn't Maleficent like friends with the princess or something?
Well, yeah, the movie is like a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like why she got angry and mean.
Oh, it's
versus like revenge.
Okay. Oh, you aren't letting my best friend invite me to her birthday party? Are you serious? Okay, I gotcha.
Cool. I can't think of a game off the top of my head or a name for your game off the top of my head. See, Lewis also, he screams. He wakes us both up.
Sleepy Princess Revenge. No.
I mean, okay, we'll noodle on it. Send us an email or a DM at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com or at makethatgamepod if you have a name for a Dice game. And we're going to move on now to our discussion, which we have a honk and bonk, which we haven't had in a little while.
No, we haven't.
Do you want to remind the listener what the heck a honk and bonk is?
All right. A honk and bonk is when we go through and I don't know, we have analyzed the game and then we present the results of our analysis basically in a series of honks, which are things that we like honk if you like pizza. So,
yeah.
We're giving them the honks. Mm-hmm. And then bonks we're bonking because that's bad. We didn't like that game design aspect. We try to focus on the game design aspects, but sometimes everything is like in the umbrella of game design. Sometimes we throw things like the art is really cute, which is valid game design critique / comment. So don't come at us with that. Anyways, that's a honk and bonk.
Okay.
Also, like, I've been seeing a certain post floating around a lot. This is completely unrelated.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And it's like I just now realized honk if you like pizza doesn't mean honk if you like pizza.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how real that is. I don't know if that's an internet thing.
The explanation that I've seen is that it really means if you're honking at them, they're going to interpret it as you like. It's like making fun of you for honking at them.
But like no one I know in real life ever thought of it that way. So I feel like this is one of those like internet things that's not true.
Or you've never met a non-neurodivergent person. I truly do not believe. Because I believe the post is reflecting neurodivergent.
Yes, but that's why I think it's a trap, because like that's just like a hot topic.
Oh, okay.
And a hashtag relatable thing, and like most comments I see relating to that post are like nobody ever thought it that way, and they're like, oh, that makes sense. It's like it does make sense, but is it real?
That's true.
I don't know.
That is, yeah, you're right. Maybe I fell into the propaganda.
I mean, it might be true, or maybe some people interpret it that way, but I think seeing so many people interpret it as like actually honk if you like this thing, it now means that. Like
That's
even
true.
even if it
That's
didn't intend to mean that, it does, because if 50% of the population thinks it means that, it means that. In a, like it's
the other 50% of the population is just as bad.
It can mean both.
Yeah, no.
Like that's what I mean. It's like that is an acceptable interpretation of the bumper sticker.
Yep, and that was our game design discussion.
Yeah, really. Media literacy people, just check your sources. Yeah. Ask the questions. Anyway, so I'm gonna honk and bonk a game called Elsinore. It is an awesome game. It is on Steam. I bought it. It was like $5.
Okay, who makes it?
I forget to do this part when I make my note. I did write notes.
We gotta properly credit our sources. We gotta let people get to. Is it only on Steam, or do you know if it's on Steam?
It's both
Switch?
Developed and published by Golden Glitch.
Okay.
How do I tell if it's on other platforms?
Usually if you go to like a Wikipedia page or something, it'll list like on platform XYZ.
Okay, well, someone else, you can do that research at home.
Media
literacy.
We gave you the name and the company.
But my point is, it's very affordable. Normal price is $9.99. I got it on sale for like $5. Well worth it. Also, that's going to be my first honk, actually. And I know game pricing, a lot of different things go into it. But way back when, I was kind of bonking Unpacking the game. This is like a very famous game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it costs, I think it was like $25, which is not expensive for a game. I'm not saying that. And Isaac pushed back a little on my pricing bonk, and I'm like, fair. However, the richness of this $5 game so much surpasses Unpacking $25 freaking dollars. Like I just had to say that part where like I do think the price point is like so. Like, I would pay more for this game. This is like...
was the $5 on sale, or...
It was, so $10, but $10 regular.
Oh, okay,
so like,
okay,
$10 for this game, still, like, incredibly affordable price point.
Right.
For the amount of game you get. I mean, I've already put, like, almost 7 hours into it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not done, and there's a lot more to do, so, like, that's less than... I think it's going to end up about way less than $1 an hour now. I've already... For what I paid on sale.
Right. It's about $0.75 an hour.
Whereas Unpacking is like about, I think, a 6 to 8 hour game, and it's $25. That's, I don't know. I'm just saying. No, but so that's where you get it. It's about the play Hamlet. So this is for my nerds out there, because when I tell you I know Hamlet back and forth, that is like the Shakespeare that I know the best. So pretty much the second I saw someone talk about this game, I was like, I gotta try this. So the idea is you play as Ophelia, and you are stuck in a time loop.
Wait, you don't play as Elsinore?
Elsinore's the city, the castle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, continue on. Continue on.
You play as Ophelia, but you're stuck in a time loop, and so you have to play the like events of the play Hamlet over and over, but your goal is to stop them from happening.
Wait, all of Hamlet?
Pretty much.
No, we need Hamlet to happen.
I mean, yeah, like, and it's not the whole play. Like, that would be actually obnoxious if you had to play the whole play over and over and over again. Well, you're supposed to stop everyone from like dying, because like, spoiler alert for Hamlet, everyone dies at the end.
Everyone?
I was gonna say no. Ophelia does die. Ophelia.
Oh, jeez.
Everyone, but I think like Bernardo.
This
maybe?
is bleak. Someone's got to live to tell the tale.
I can't remember if Laertes is. I don't know if he actually comes back in the real play because now it's getting all mingled with the game. Anyway, so let's honk and bonk it.
All right.
I just did the summary. So
We did the prelude.
let's go. Okay. So the honks are. I did want to say art is very nice. It's definitely computer art, but it's kind of a more like watercolory style or like painterly style computer art, which I think fits the theme of the game. Like that's part of why the art matters. You know, it's like it gets you into the spirit of it. So like it's like olden times and castle-y, and I think it fits really nice. Okay, the biggest honk is that the note-taking in this game is incredible. So I referenced Oxenfree in the beginning, which is also a time loop game that I very much liked. However, my biggest bonk to that one was I forgot all the choices I'd made before, and so I kept making the same ones in each loop, and then I was having trouble unlocking all the different endings, you know, because I like just couldn't remember what had happened. This game said, not a problem for us. Their note-taking is almost too much, but I would rather have more than less, you know? So
you can pick and choose.
Every loop has a dialogue or a conversation log. I don't say dialogue log, but a conversation log for the entire loop. So you can like look at all your conversations from that loop. That does disappear after the loop, but still it's really helpful if you like couldn't remember what someone told you, or it also tracks like so one of the other honks is it tells, well, it's more just like a note. It's interesting. I've never played a game like this before, but it'll be like Ophelia now believes like Hamlet is evil, or you know, like whatever. Like you can change characters' beliefs about other characters, and it'll say that, and then it'll be in the log. So if you forget, if like, does Laertes think Claudius killed King Hamlet or not? Oh, he doesn't. Okay, great. Like you can quickly check that. And then it also has a journal that has like all of your quests and tasks that you can work on, all the characters with like detailed notes about each one as you learn more about them, and all of the like gossip that you're learning through all of this game. So it is like so good at telling you what happened. It also has a timeline log. So like it shows you all the events that you attended and also could attend in the timeline. And then you can go back to all the timelines you did before to see like what's happening when, if you want to like repeat something or like reinvestigate.
So does it start off with all events unlocked, or do you have to
it starts off with
event?
0 events. You have to get I'll talk a little bit about that, but generally someone has to like tell you about an event, like, or you overhear something about an event,
and then it'll appear
on your timeline. However, if you've been to one before, it still happens usually, depending. A lot of the main ones will still happen regardless if you know about it, but like if you've already been there, you know, like at 10 a.m. this is going to happen, and no one has to tell me because I already did it.
Right.
So that's cool, but it will show that you did it. If you like in the past, it'll go show you. Anyway, I already talked about the belief changes in character statuses. I thought that was interesting.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, I just said because like Ophelia believes like Hamlet is killed.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So, and then, they get upset, and sometimes they're upset, but they'll recover overnight. But if they're upset and they don't recover, then you can't talk to them anymore.
Oh.
And so that's like a risk, because if you need stuff from someone, but you made them too upset, then
that's interesting.
Then you can never.
And then it's just broken for that loop?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that happens a lot because people get really upset in this game, obviously, because a lot of people die.
Now, can you control the time loop, or does it just always happen at a certain point? Like, if you decide that you messed up in a time
you
loop...
unlock that. So, like, after I think 3 loops, you unlock the ability. So you can end it whenever you want.
Okay.
And start a new one. You can also fast forward when you're in one.
Okay.
So if there's like one event you want and you don't care about anything else, you can just stand in a room and fast forward until the event.
What's Ophelia doing? Oh, she's fast forwarding.
Yeah, she's just disassociating. And the other, this is relevant to the events. My other big honk is, so basically the whole game is you trying to like witness events to get information that you can then use to manipulate the story, which then in and of itself creates new events. So you kind of learn like what you have to say or do to manipulate the story in different ways. And there's a map of all the areas you can go to. When an event is happening, that area in the map turns blue, and you can see it in your mini map. So like if you didn't know what to do and you see like a blue area, you're like, I'll just go there. And then like you'll learn something. So I think that's really cool. And that's regardless if you know the event's happening or not. It's just like if an event is happening, it'll turn blue.
Okay.
And sometimes there are events that you know exactly what are going to happen. So I ignore them because they're boring. But yeah. Which kind of leads me to the bonk. So I think as with any time loop game, you get into this where like it is going to be repetitive because it is a loop game and this is no exception. There are times when you're like, especially kind of like what I described, like there's like one thing you want to do and you have to restart the loop to do it, but you're not really interested in anything else that's happening and you've seen a lot. And so you are just kind of like waiting around, like, let's see what's happening. And, you know, the fast forward really does help that, but it's still, obviously it's repeating all the time. And that's just kind of the nature of the style of game. The other issue that I see, well, I will say though, back to a honk, is it does take things away. So like, I don't really want to spoil it because I want people to play this game, but when you complete some tasks that you complete will stop repeating so that it is less boring.
Oh, okay.
So like if you like say there's like a big event you have to stop from happening, if you figure out how to do that, you don't have to do those steps to stop it every single time.
I was about to ask about that.
Yeah, because that would be incredibly annoying. So I'm really glad they did that. So that's a big honk. But still, again, it's so repetitive.
That's pretty good game design.
It really is.
Because and I was about to ask, like, is there any game design thing that you think could be done to stop repetitiveness in a time loop game?
That's like a
big
good
step.
One. Yeah, and they have like kind of your guide character tell you like really explicitly too, like they're like, you've figured it out. Now that piece is off the board. And then you kind of like get the idea that like, okay, like this is done now. I don't have to do it anymore.
Cool.
Anyway. The other, but to the repetitive side, another bonk is that it doesn't let you skip dialogue that you already saw. Yeah.
What?
So you have to click through every time. I am serious, and that is horrible.
That's crazy to me.
Because most games let you do that anyway, even if it's not a time loop game.
Right.
Like how many times do I have to listen to Hamlet and Bernardo talk about their childhood while looking for a freaking loot? 5, I think, was what I had to do. And yes, you can like click fast, right? But you can't literally just like skip to the end and like say you watched it. And it's not like you can, like if I just go to the area where an event is happening, but I don't like engage with the event, like you have to click X to like listen in, then I don't get the information that I need. Like it doesn't like instigate more.
That actually makes sense to me.
Right, but then I have to listen to the dialogue the whole time. I have to go through the whole thing.
If you don't press X?
No, if I do.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah.
Like you should be able to press X and the game like knows you already did this one and lets you skip to the end where there might be like a choice or a thing, you know, whatever. But like
at the very least you should be able to like press the fast forward button and
right, but no, you can't fast forward through dialogue.
That's actually buck wild.
Yeah, it's buck wild. And so I mean I think the idea is that you shouldn't have to do it too many times, like the way again, like because you're supposed to like clear quests and stuff, but I'm not good at that. I have to repeat things a lot because also there's quests where you have to like follow events to their conclusion, like a series of events to their conclusion, and then sometimes someone who's supposed to be at the final event to conclude this thing will just get murdered and you're like, crap. Okay.
Now I have to do another
I have to start over.
Loop.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
Anyway, so that's a bonk, but not stopping me from playing. I'll tell you that. And then my final bonk is it could use a better hint system. So I initially thought there's like a playmaster character. He comes in early. This isn't a spoiler. And he kind of says like, you can find me here and I'll help you along your way. And I thought he was literally just going to be like, I'm the helper hint guy. You know, that's what I thought. He's not the helper hint guy.
I think I remember you referring to him as Elrira.
Right. I was excited because that's what I thought he was. He's not.
He's not. Okay.
No, he's not helpful. He won't tell you what to do next.
Oh boy.
There's some things he does tell you, but like it's not like you can go to him and be like, I'm confused. What do I do next? The quests and characters do have like little clues inside. Like it'll be like, maybe if I find someone who knows this person really well, I could fix it. You know, like something like that. And then you have to think like, oh, who knows them really well? But it doesn't take you further than that. So if you can't figure that out, okay, too bad. And I got stuck because there was an area that I was supposed to unlock super early in the game, but there was no indicator that I could do so. The gate to leave was hidden in a shadow and didn't look like a gate. It looks like a stone wall to me. Like, I still barely can see the entrance when I use it. And people kept referencing the area. It's called Castletown, and they kept saying it, but I didn't know I was supposed to go there. Like, I was like, this just seems like they're talking about a place. You know, like, I don't know. And then I was like, maybe it's a nickname for like where I live because that's a castle and there's people there. I don't know. Like, there was no, at the point I was in the game, there should have been some kind of failsafe of like, you need to do this. Like,
in this loop, try talking to the gate guard to the north of the castle.
Well, yeah. Like, anyone could have like hinted at that. Like, oh man, that gate guard at the north, he seems really tired today. Maybe you should investigate what's going on there. I don't know. Like, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So like, I do think there could be a better hint system because if Isaac hadn't looked that up for me, I would have been
cheated.
Stuck. Well, you didn't cheat. I asked, you were just asking where I was at, and you're like, oh, did you like get access to Castletown? And I'm like, what? And they also, another way they could have done it is if on the map they had like a clouded area, like a lot of games do.
Yeah.
Because then I would have been like, okay, there should be a way to get there. You know, I'd be like, But as far as I remember, they did not. So it was a mystery to me that I could ever get there. And that was hard. So I want more hints. And that's it. That's the game. I love this game. So please play this game. It is great.
Support Golden Glitch Games.
It is Steam Deck compatible also, and I'm having a good time playing it on Steam Deck. So.
Also, I looked it up, and it is only like for PC. So
okay.
So
PC, Steam Deck, play it.
Yeah, there is no Switch version. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of figured just because it was so cheap, it's like they probably aren't a big studio. They probably don't have, they're not going to like push it to a ton of platforms.
You love time loop games so much. I
do.
know this one called Minute that you might like.
Minute frustrates me so much.
It's a game where you have exactly 1 minute.
Yeah, it's like a 1 minute time loop
before you die, and then
one
restart
real minute, real life minute, and I can't do it. Okay, all right. Well, now it's time. It's time for our final segment of the show, which is the rapid fire round. That's where we generate 3 random words. We come up with a game idea based on those 3 words. We come up with a game loop for that game design, and we come up with a name all in only 5 minutes. How are we going to do it? Well, you're about to see because we're going to do it 3 times. And I'm ready with the first 3 words.
I'm starting the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Captain, rib, seasonal.
Are you serious?
Okay, what about a skeleton captain Halloween game?
Oh, okay. All right.
Where were you going?
I was going, so like a crab fishing game, but instead of fishing for crabs, you're fishing for like cow ribs.
Cow ribs?
That's just something that we have to accept in the reality
like ribs
of the
you
game.
Eat?
Yeah, like imagine if you like hauled ribs like you haul crabs.
Okay. Okay.
So okay, skeleton because of the rib.
Right.
Okay.
But
Captain seasonal. Okay.
Maybe, wait, what if we work fishing into it? You're a fishing skeleton captain, and the things you capture are seasonal. Like jack-o'-lanterns, bats, but then in Christmas, it's like Christmas trees, and you have to like discard, like if it's winter, but you catch a like leprechaun, you have to throw it back. Because it's not St. Patty's Day.
So are you okay? Is this a fishing game as in like you are casting a rod?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, the unhinged anything but a fish gameplay here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's basically like Holiday Inn. Like every season, you have to catch like snowmen and like.
Okay.
Flowers,
and then
maypoles.
You sell the appropriate seasonal stuff. Okay. And I do want there to be like a black market mechanic where you can sell like a leprechaun in winter.
Yes.
But you get a crime rating, and so it becomes kind of like GTA style where like seasonal like fishing game wardens, I guess, like start coming after you. And you have to like evade and escape them.
And you're just a skeleton, and that's just how it is.
Like,
there's
This game's very unhinged.
Okay, the loop. The loop is you take your boat out. You have like a calendar to see like what like season it is, and you just fish. You can fish like the whole day, and then you bring your boat in, and you can sell your wares, and that's it. Like day after day.
Yeah,
and the seasons would move faster though, so you wouldn't have to play like 365 days of game to like.
No, obviously not. No, I feel like you would have it like a lot of these kinds of games. They have like 10 seconds equals like 1 minute in game time or whatever, or 1 minute equals 1 hour in game time, and then like you can go to sleep, and then that passes to the next day, et cetera, et cetera. So it would be like pseudo real time, but obviously at a much
right.
That's how like Stardew Valley and stuff does it. So that's yes. I like this, but what's it called?
Okay, first I just want to add one more thing where you can catch outfits and you can decorate your skeleton.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, but here's an additional level of it. Sometimes those outfits are out of season, and you can get in trouble for wearing them.
Great, I love it. Okay, all right, Captain Bones, Holiday Bones, Captain Jones Bones, Holiday Special. This
Captain Jones Bones Holiday Special. Captain Jones Bones's Holiday Special. Wait, okay.
I feel like I should have fishing in it. Go ahead.
Captain Jones Bones's Holiday Fishing Special *S.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Also, okay, just to add to the gameplay loop, there has to be a bait system where you can use things as bait, and you can buy bait, and you can find bait.
Yes,
so you can forage in like the forest for other unhinged bait stuff.
Yeah.
So like
how do you catch a snowman?
You get carrots.
I'm glad we both did the same.
Okay, but here's the best part too. Like, you can also engage in like the crime system. So you can break into like old granny's garden to steal her carrots to cast for snowmen, or the Easter bunny. Or with the Easter bunny, you would catch with eggs that you would steal from granny's coop. Anyway, so with 24 seconds left,
this is an incredible
Captain
game.
Jones Bones's Holiday Fishing Specials. Maybe we can drop the apostrophe. Is really funny to me. The extraneous nonsensical apostrophe is really funny to me, but I'm not sure if that humor translates to even a minority of people. Like, I might be the only one who finds it funny.
This might be one of the best games we've ever made up. This is unhinged.
I like that it's
unhinged, but it works. That's why it's so great.
So a recent game that has been like pretty popular, it came out recently, is this. So it's called Web Fishing, and it is like graphically like Animal Crossing, but it is a pretty unhinged fishing game. But it's only 1% as unhinged as what we just described.
Incredible. All right, are we ready for our next 3 words?
Especially the crime system. I love the crime system. All right, yeah, next 3 words. 3, 2, 1, go.
Duke, hypnotized, recording. Duke, hypnotized, recording. A blackmail game?
So, I think we've done blackmail games before.
I mean, yeah, no 2 games are the same, really.
That's true. Okay,
but we don't have to.
Hypnotized recording. So that makes me think of like when you hit like the deep memory hypnosis or whatever, and then you record it and then you play it back to them afterwards. And like this is the memory you unlocked.
It could also be like an what was it, like the Grudge type thing where you get, it's like a recording is hypnotizing people.
Oh, that's like a very Batman the Animated Series like Joker scheme.
Yes,
like,
maybe that's the Duke. The Duke is just an evil guy.
The Duke is an evil guy who has a TV program. Or no, because that would happen too quickly. It would hypnotize, like everyone would tune into the TV and catch it. No, it's back in the day, VHSs used to get passed around, right? So this is that level of technology.
So the Grudge again, yeah.
You're right. I
mean, that's fine.
I didn't pick up
I
on
said
it.
the Grudge, but that's fine.
Okay, and then you have to stop the spread of the VHS. So this is like a detective point and click adventure game.
Okay,
is what I'm imagining. Yes. And so you have to go around to crime scenes, not like murder scenes, but like people have been hypnotized and done strange things, and you're tracking that down. You're finding the clues in the hints. So every scene has like a couple of hints and clues. I mean,
I'm really into that kind of game because that's basically what I'm playing right now.
Yeah. And I like a sub aspect to add to the gameplay loop is that you have to, certain crime scenes will have the recording actively playing.
Oh.
And so you have to figure out how to avoid that to get the evidence that you need. Because if you see it, you'll become hypnotized and that's game over.
Yeah. I like this. All right.
All right. So what I want out of the name is like a very goofy comic books style, like, I don't know if Phantom Menace was like a noir style thing, like that's what George Lucas was going for when he named it. I want like a similar kind of like, vague, like, do you know what I'm talking about, or am I just am I leaving hanging thoughts? Am I just saying half of a sentence?
I'm confused
and trailing. Okay, anyways, we've got 2 minutes to figure out a name.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. No, I mean, I guess I kind of like, if you say noir, I know kind of what you're talking like I don't know. The Third Man, Double Indemnity. Those are like the classic noirs.
How do we get hypno into it? Hypno as a word just takes away any noirness from the title. The Maltese Falcon.
We could call it
like, what would they name this crime wave? The
dark noise.
The dark noise?
Well, because like white noise on the TV.
Okay, I'll take it. All right. Okay, what's their detective's name? Because it needs to be like Dick Tracy Adventures, comma, or colon, the dark noise. Or is the detective the Duke, not the criminal?
If the detective's the Duke, it makes naming it much easier. So yes, sure.
Okay. All right. Detective Duke Davis. Detective Duke Davis, colon, the dark noise.
Detective Duke, parentheses, the Duke Davis. Dark noise.
Okay.
Because I like people calling him the Duke. That's fun.
That's
I'm
fair.
imagining like I think that's fun. Okay.
All right, 30 seconds left.
We're on a roll. I feel like we've got these really, really well thought out.
Final one. All right, let's blow our streak.
No.
No, it's like break a leg.
Okay.
It's like you say the worst thing to happen.
Okay.
And
well, here we go.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Revenge, fruit, east.
Yeast?
East.
East.
Like the direction.
The sun rises in the east.
Mm-hmm. Revenge, fruit, east.
Revenge fruit.
You're growing revenge trees.
You're growing revenge trees.
Revenge apple trees.
And you harvest the revenge apples?
At sunrise.
At sunrise?
As the sun rises in the east.
And then what do you do with the revenge apples?
Sell them.
You sell the revenge apples? And what are the revenge apples? Who do you sell the revenge apples to?
Wicked witches.
Wicked witches?
Where do you think the Snow White, the 7 roommates princess gets her poison apple? Where do you think that happened?
I've seen the movie. She dips an apple in poison. Like, she made it herself.
Yeah, but
she doesn't have a third-party producer.
It's not very economical.
She didn't import from the West.
I gave you what I thought. Your turn.
Okay, all right. Revenge, fruit, and east.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How about them revenge apples? That's the name.
Ah, man. All right. A dark, gritty sequel to Fruit Ninja, where Fruit Ninja has been betrayed, and he is now on a quest for revenge.
Aren't we the Fruit Ninja when you play the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are playing the Fruit Ninja, only he's not chopping fruit anymore. He's chopping people.
Oh, gosh.
On his bloody path of
right.
vengeance.
Okay.
These words are hard, okay?
I don't even know if you heard my funny joke.
What?
Oh, I said, how about them revenge apples? That's the name. That's the name of it. That's the name of my version of this game. And it's basically just Stardew Valley, except you're doing very nefarious farming.
Yeah. The implied threat of your farming.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, do we want to take the Fruit Ninja IP? I guess we can. It's
We've
very
done
gruesome.
it before.
We have done it before. It's very gruesome, though. You're chopping up people. Like people like fly up and you just swipe on your phone. Like, chop, chop, chop. Is that the game?
Yes. In fact, actually, so I know that you've never played it or watched me play it, but there is this game called Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. No, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. And that they really did the chopping physics. So like you can slice anything up, and like one of your attacks is like you stop time. And like you can make 1,000,000 cut marks, and then your guy like does 1,000,000 cuts, and then like the enemy that you're fighting, it's mostly robots, but sometimes people like explodes, and all the cut lines are like simulated in the physics.
I don't know about this.
So I'm actually imagining this game to be the same engine as Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Okay.
And
where's East come in?
Well, because Fruit Ninja is an Eastern.
Okay. That's very Western centric to say. Well, because East is where on a globe? In a circle. Where's East? Okay.
You're right. Okay. All right.
Maps.
You're right.
Maps are political. Anyway, before I get on that tangent, I will let you have it.
Okay. So what we've got Metal Gear Rising Revengeance engine. With
Fruit Ninja seeking revenge from being wronged during Fruit Ninja-ing, I guess.
Yes.
And is on a revenge quest.
Okay, we're also we're combining Sekiro in this.
I mean, I feel like it should just be called Human Ninja.
Because you're cutting up humans?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, because it's called Fruit Ninja. And
yes.
You're cutting up fruit.
All right. So we kind of cheated a little bit by making the gameplay loop Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, but with a different storyline.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Human Ninja.
All right.
59 seconds left.
You cursed us by being like, let's blow this streak.
Okay, but when actors say break a leg to each other on the theater before they go on stage...
Are we on a theater? Are we on a stage?
I consider this our stage.
I guess it is, yeah. Well, then
this
you should have said break a
theatrical.
leg.
I'm sorry. I will next time. And then I'll take a hammer and...
We didn't even say the Danish play. We should have been safe. Anyway. Speaking of Shakespeare things. Okay, well, that's our show. We hope you had fun. And you can find us online. You can email us at email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on social media at makethatgamepod. And you can find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/makethatgame. We're streaming next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday. Time TBD, it might be a little later than usual. Because I might go take pictures of cats in the morning.
Oh, yep.
So we'll see. But it will be Saturday.
Okay. Who's streaming?
I am, I think. No, because I streamed Wandering Village last. So
yes.
You are. So Isaac will be streaming.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be there. I'm always there.
Yeah.
And then you can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@makethatgame, where we post our live streams mostly, but they're not all up there. So you really should tune in live, honestly, because you never know if we'll forget forever to post that. But we do post some things there. You can also find our podcast feed there. It does not have video, RIP, but that's just how it is. And if you like the show, we would love it if you could give us a rating and review on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you heard a game today that you need to play, we encourage you to get out there and make that game.